What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am super pumped to be bringing you something really interesting today, and that is this little device from Dragy. This is a GPS antenna for your phone that gives you a much faster refresh rate, so you get a lot of accuracy, and it connects to an app that'll actually track all of our laps today on the track. So we're gonna put this on the board, we're gonna connect it to the phone, and we're gonna start recording a session and just see what this little guy can do. So the Dragy connects, it's actually got a magnet inside of the housing here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pop open this box. They send some different plates that you can connect to it. So these guys have like a 3M backing, and it's just a metal plate. So we're gonna stick this right on top of the tail like that. And you wanna have a kind of a clean signal from this to the sky. So this should work pretty well in this location. We're gonna see if that stays on. That's how they recommend using it, so that's how we're gonna use it today.
So this isn't gonna be like a full tutorial of all the features of the application and all that, but I'm just gonna show you how I set up a basic custom track and connect it to the Dragy so I could use it to record laps today. So when you open the app, this is what it looks like. You'll tap tracks down at the bottom. On the track screen, you're gonna hit add track. Okay, when you get to this screen, zoom in so you get like a closer view, and then you're gonna tap the start finish button at the bottom left. That's gonna give you like a starting and finishing line. So drag the slider to the left, make it really small, then just rotate the map, put it in a spot that you can then visually like recognize, in the parking lot. For this, we use this pass through in between these planters. Once you do that, you hit preview. It takes you to this screen. You need to name the track and you need to put an address. You can just put anything in there if you want. At this point, you go over and you tap go and you hit connect to Dragy. And the Dragy device just needs to be close to your phone because it's going to use Bluetooth to connect to it. You get this pop-up that says sending satellite data to Dragy. So they're basically connecting. This is like real time for you so you can see. Does take like a second. Once it's fully connected, and I'm sure depending on where you're at, that connection time is going to be different. So now you have to go back to the tracks, tap on the track. In this case, we're going to hit test track. Then at the bottom, you see now we have this button that says go. So everything's connected and we're ready. You hit go. It takes you to this screen. And at this point, when you start riding, it'll give you a real time, but I'm not looking at my phone. So I can lock my phone, which is nice. It does allow me to lock the screen, put it in my pocket. Once I'm done riding, I would unlock the phone, go up to the top left in this screen and hit the X to end the session. It says confirm exit, and you hit yes. You end up with a screen that looks like this, basically. This gives you all the results of your last recorded kind of session with it. So this is what a screen looks like when you finish. After you hit the X, it's gonna show you like a map of where you rode. It's gonna show your top speed, how many laps you did, your best time. And then as you scroll down, you can see like each lap, how much time there was added each time. And then at the bottom, it even shows like your optimal, which takes basically like the best corners of every lap and gives you like, this is what you could have done if you just did it all right. If you keep scrolling, you'll see they have like opportunities where you can where you're losing a little speed. You could be actually going faster if you just were consistent. That's a lot of data in there. So as much or as little as you want. And then you can also, at the top here, it says add GoPro. And if you tap that and you have already transferred over the lap footage from a GoPro, which I'm not going to get into how to get the files like off your GoPro and into your phone, but if you do that, you tap that, you can add in a video, and you can see all of like your real-time data overlaid on your GoPro video if you want to do all those steps. It's a lot of steps. I'm excited just to be able to get this lap times so I can use data to actually try to get faster. So I've only used this one session, so this is kind of like my initial feeling of using it. I liked getting all the data. The data was great. In the end, that was the result. I did get the information that I wanted out of it. The experience of using it was pretty good. It worked pretty well. The mount that it was on, it definitely slid a little bit, and I have a raised ridge on that tail section, so that kept it on there. But I think going forward, I'd probably just use like a piece of Velcro, because the magnet, I just think it'll slide too much. I actually let other riders today use it I had to give them my phone and the Dragy unit, and then they put my phone in their pocket. Some put the Dragy in their pocket as well, and some actually just held it while they rode because they didn't have like a mounting point on their board. Using Velcro would make it easy to swap in between boards if we wanted to do that. Being able to add in like GoPro footage into it is pretty awesome. So you can get these cool exports that have all of your overlay information, which is pretty interesting, and depending on where your camera angle is, could actually maybe help you, learn to get better through corners, or like what's your body position doing at those moments. I mean, there's some opportunities there, I think, if you want to go that deep into it. Now let's talk about kind of the cons, or the kind of room for improvement. The whole having to use my phone is just kind of the bummer in our sport. If I was in a car, no big deal. You just put this thing in like a, dash mount. It'd be awesome because you have real-time data coming at you too by looking at the phone. But I don't want to do that when I'm on the board. So we're in like a different use case than this device is originally designed for, and you see that in the having to have your whole phone with you thing. And I know it's recording the information onto the phone, using that Bluetooth connection. The Bluetooth connection is not very strong. If I walked, so when we're riding, we might clip a cone, and then usually like you try to stop, especially if you spun out or something, you stop and you walk over, you kind of clean up the track, fix that cone so the next guy doesn't, he has a clean track too. And by having to walk away from my board for even just like 15 feet or so, it would lose the connection, and then it ends the whole session. I have to like reconnect the Dragy to the phone. I have to do that whole process again. So I had to mentally go, okay, once I'm out riding, you can't leave your board, or you can't leave, like the phone needs to stay with the board. So, a solution for now using this would be to probably pick up like a cheap phone off like eBay or something and just use it for this and mount it to your board. Just Velcro it or whatever. Like there's a spot you could do. And that would probably help a lot of just like the usability with it. Plus, if you are sharing it with other people, it's not a great feeling to be like, yeah, here's my phone. I hope you don't crash, but also go race as hard as you can, go for it. So, that's where it falls short for us. But I still got the data I wanted. So it did its job in the end. I got what I needed out of it. And I'm excited to continue to use it. But that's where it's like a definite, if it was designed for what we do, it would be like, I want just a physical button on the device to be like, start the session and end the session. I call it a session. I don't know what it's actually called in the app, but each time like you start and stop. Also one thing in the app that isn't really there is I can't name each like start and stop, I don't think, each like session. So when I gave it to other people, like when I'm now looking back and I want to like pair it up with video or know, was that me riding, or was that Ray riding, or was that Joe riding? Like I can't tell because I couldn't mark it while it happened. So I had to tell them their time, and then they like wrote down their time on their phone, and then I was like, okay, now I'm going to restart. So there's just some like the sharing thing, but most people in like racing cars that this thing is designed for aren't doing that, and I get that. Mounting kind of works depending on the position with the whole magnet thing. I just go with Velcro. Connectivity needs to be a lot stronger on the Bluetooth connection. I want to be able to walk away from the board like pretty far, so I know that might kill battery life or something, but like that's room for improvement for sure. Just a little bit more like thought and design if you do want to go into this market more, into e-skate, and then I think you'd have a really runaway awesome product for people to use for practice. Right now, it's going to take a person that's willing to have, a couple of drawbacks, like having to have their phone on them. So that is my honest feedback of the device. I think it's really cool. It's a really good price point. I think it's like about $150 to get into this. To get the information I got, and it's a much faster and more accurate version than my phone. I really enjoyed that. The data is awesome, and I could see continuing to use it going forward. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'll see you guys on the next ride.